Hey, what's going on, guys? October 7th here, and we've got a pissed off line of traffic as I forgot this is where I stopped. But we are in just outside of Coos Bay, Oregon here. We are headed to, I do believe it's Bend. We're going to check. We're going to Burns. We do have the Detroit motor in this one. 18 speed finally. This is the GMT T800. I had been driving around for a while with the Detroit 2 valve, but that one kind of got a little loud over time, so switched to a little bit higher of a horsepower. It really had trouble pulling a lot of these grades and stuff up here in Oregon, but I have been busy trying to discover as many roads as I could. I think we've got all but 2 cities that we've yet to discover. But oddly, I've been following the speed limits a lot lately, seeing how it's an enjoyable ride up here. A lot of scenic bridges. Last night I did one trip and I think I hit at least 4 or 5 of the iconic bridges. We were in Portland, went through Salem. We see the guy over there fishing there to the right. So what is this over here? It's some kind of park. I know we went through here before. I got the speed limit going up so we can actually get up into higher gear. Which is weird because like all the main routes are either 60 or 65. You get on a interstate and it usually drops down. Right now we're running up 101, which eventually I would like to take 101 all the way from where it starts up in Oregon and run it all the way down to California. That would be pretty cool. Do a tour of the 101. Now I've been taking nothing but loads that have originated in Oregon and destination Oregon. We might take a trip outside. The only trip that didn't do that was when I went and bought the T800 that we were in. As we're rolling now into Newport here. It did make me go back down to Elko, so we had to drive from Elko back up here, but there was a load available right out of there, so we were able to take a load and get back up in. We roll through Newport here, the service center off to the right. Hopefully we get to go above 45, but nope, it's actually going to drop down. You see the Oregon Coast Aquarium. And here's one of these iconic bridges. I think this is the one that has the stoplight on it. It's a old drawbridge, but this might be one that's going over the bay. So you can see they did not play around when it came to all the bridges here. Yeah, this one shouldn't have a stoplight on it because it is very high up. Just look at that over there. That's nuts. Big marina. Look off over there, you can see the whole bay with the breakwater and everything. So we finally crest the top of the hill. A lot of beautiful stuff out here. We might actually take a load down out of Oregon because I think I'm not going to find the last 2 cities that I need pulling in Oregon to Oregon. We'll try first, but if not, we'll take a load out of state and come back in. It's just I've thoroughly enjoyed the time that I've spent up here so far. SCS did a fantastic job. I wish the level of detail was the same in Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and California as it is up here. I mean, they just knocked it out of the park. Let's see, we've got 272 miles to go. It is nice having the 18 speed again. I missed it so much, and you don't realize how bad you miss an 18 speed until you get like a 13. Let's see, we're making a right up here. And I think the one fun part about this truck is, even though it's a day cab and it's got a pretty good turning radius, it's got an even better turning radius, seeing how, with this being the GMT one, and being a day cab, I have the specialized rear steer axle on it. Now it's only a 6x4, but having that second set of duals turn with you allows you to get into really tight places really easily. Really helps when you're backing up. I know a lot of times you guys have seen me where I've had to make 3-4 little adjustments on my turns to get it lined up into the dot correctly. That all changes with this specialized rear steer. It is so easy to keep it lined up now, it's not even funny. That's going to be the paper mill over there. Okay, so it still has the weird stock horn. As we see, a Deep Groove, that is the logging company right there. One of them. See the little stacks of lumber there sitting out, or not lumber, but trees sitting by the side of the road. I finally took the blind mount visor that I had on, and it wasn't really a blind mount, it's just for a drop visor that really didn't look that big in the shop. I had to have my air ride in the seat all the way down, which rendered my blind spot mirrors on the hood useless. Not that I really use them that much anyways. It just does kind of help if I'm not paying attention to the main mirror. I'm focused on the front of the truck, I can at least use the small blind spots, but it rendered those virtually useless because I couldn't see the traffic lights. So when we went in and changed motors on the truck, changed a couple other things around too, just minor details on it. I made sure I got rid of the visor and just put a standard one on it so I could actually see. And we're actually sitting with the height in the seat all the way up. So that air ride seat is maxed out right now. I know the speed limit is 65, it's just so damn comfortable, and we're just driving at our own pace here. 55 miles an hour feels good. We might bump it up to 60. There. Bump it to 60 because I know it's probably going to drop right here. Which of course it does. Now if my voice sounds like crap today, it's just because I'm pretty sure I've got a sinus infection that's starting to set in here. Trying to keep it in check before it gets out of control. good on fuel. We just keep right on rolling through here. Back down in a single lane, so we'll let all this traffic filter out in front of us. Let's see if these guys can actually hold 55 miles an hour. Apparently they can. So we'll go ahead and reset our cruise control at 55. And now they're starting to screw up. Doing the typical 5 under. I like whatever car this is in front of me. It's got a little brake light down there in between the exhaust. What's going on, brother? Feel like shit today, but still putting out a video. It's pretty hard to believe it's October already, and it's still like 85 degrees outside. The leaves should be fucking changing. Everything should be doing its thing, and now it still feels like summer. It's ridiculous. Follow the river here. This is another thing that it's a small aesthetic thing, but the scenery plays a huge key in all these games. I've had that. It's not as good as Caribou. Caribou is some really good stuff. That 151. I really ever get a hangover though. Alright, so even with 500 something plus horsepower, this truck is still bogging down a little bit. So it'd be nice to see when we can level it up and get a little bit stronger of a motor, like a 605. We just need a little bit more power to make it up and down these hills. Oh, up, down is no problem at all. Another thing I'm seeing that I don't really like about this T800 is the dash computer. You can't really see it because it's a little bit too light. The only time you can see it is during the evening. Like I can see. There's our distance and our fuel. Oh, we upgraded the chassis to a larger fuel tank, that's what it was. So now that we're on the backside, just let cruise hold me here. There's a spot where it opens up the 2-lane on the other side. Alright, so we gotta figure out what we can do to get to these two little weird spots. I know Pendleton is one place I still have to go, and then something Falls. Those are the last two cities in Oregon I have not discovered to get the Beaver State achievement. So the 9720 intersection here, it looks like we're going to be making a right up onto the highway, and I can't see the traffic light because I pulled too far up, and my air ride's sitting too high. These basement gears are so short. It's like once you get into sixth gear though, it's like, we're not going anywhere. I believe you have to have the truck to have the fix, because the fix is just for the dealership. So it shows up in the dealer. You still have to have the 600. I know that was the common problem with the Volvo as well. You Aerodet's Volvo, you had to have the every time the update came out, you had to. What the hell is this Player's Razor doing? I don't have the 6. I've got the 660, but that one currently doesn't work right now. It crashes the game right now. The only truck that doesn't I've seen so far are the GTM trucks. They're the only ones so far that do not crash. So I wouldn't mind having the Peterbilt 567 again. That was a fun truck to drive. Or pop out a Volvo. Because I've got the better one, the truck shop Volvo. I think I might have the 610 from GTM. I'm waiting to see if they do the W990. Gear, please. There we go. It doesn't work. Ever since Oregon came out, and none of the trucks work. They need to all be updated. For some reason, the only ones that are working are the GTM trucks. All the guys that made these custom payware mods have to update them before I can drive them again. I can't even drive my Eagle yet because it still needs to be updated. And that was an expensive truck. If that was the case, I'd be driving my Eagle everywhere because that was a cheaper truck than this T800. But yeah, until they get on a stable thing and everybody starts updating all the mods, I'm limited to running with the vehicles that's fixed and work. I think we're waiting for the American Wildlands DLC to come out for it, and then we're gonna go balls out with it. That, or I gotta wait on Cody to tell me what the hell map he has, so me and Mike can download it and we can all go down in flames like we usually do. So I want a good crawling map, not just a, oh hey look, there's mud everywhere. I want something that's got rocks, obstacles, stuff like that. That way I could bring out Screaming Blue and have some fun with it. But definitely waiting for the American Wildlands DLC to come out, because that looks like it's gonna be really, really fun. Thomas the Train is doing alright right now because we're not going up a steep grade. There we go, this one's got one down on the pole so I can pull up. This truck, even with 500 horsepower, like I said, I'm a little disappointed in how it lacks power. It's almost like I have to start off in low gear. Oh, it's very sluggish. You gotta be really careful on the start with this one, otherwise you will stall it out. Matter of fact, I am gonna do this next one in low. Oh, not from there, I'm not. Go in gear, you piece of shit. The Jake on this one is kind of muffled. I'm waiting for me to level up a little bit more. There's a Cummins apparently that Cody said has a really, really good Jake. I think what we've got right now is we've got a Detroit 60 series in this one. And now it's really not going to like me because we're going to start going back up to the hills again. The one thing that blows me away about Oregon is just absolutely spectacular. Like, your scenery changes at least a dozen times throughout the entire state. You get your big hilly areas, your heavily wooded areas, your industrialized areas, the big cities, the back roads, the interstates. You got it all. I mean, California is a lot more than just desert everywhere. Same thing with Arizona. I mean, there's a lot more stuff that they could add to the sides of the roads and stuff. Same thing with New Mexico. New Mexico's kind of flat and boring. This state, they managed to pack a lot of stuff in it. That's the one thing that I didn't see that was supposed to be in this was wildlife. I have not seen any wildlife yet. At least as far as like horses or deer or anything like that. I haven't seen anything on the ground. I might have seen some birds, but definitely no four-legged creatures. Because I guarantee even if they do have them, when they put them in, they're going to be like the tumbleweeds. They're going to be a non-collision. So even if you're driving and one runs across in front of you, it's not going to do anything to your truck. It'll just go straight through it like the tumbleweeds. Can't have that with SCS. They wouldn't let you run over Bambi. That would be pretty badass. Or at least have a beaver riding shotgun. Once Viper's Peterbilt gets updated again, I have a feeling I'll be in that quite a bit. last thing I need is something else that talks. I talk enough in my own head. I don't need a bird repeating everything I say. Alright, so we are closing in on Burns. I keep wanting to say Ben for some reason. Ben's all the way down at the bottom. Oh, I already have my coffee, but Polly does not get coffee. Polly would be too hyper with coffee. Polly wants some, what does that shit truckers take? Besides speed or meth. Caffeine, nicotine, benzodrine or some shit? No, that puts them to sleep. I think it's benzodrine that keeps them awake. No dose, basically. Pump up with caffeine, nicotine, and a stimulant to keep yourself awake all those miles. At first I didn't really like the sound of this truck. I don't like the sound of the Jake. Motor-wise, it is sounding pretty good. It sounds better than that two-stroke Detroit did. That thing was just obnoxiously loud, and it had one of my pet peeves. The interior motor sound did not match the exterior as far as revs. It was way off. I actually had to switch to the outside view just to get a correct gauge on when I did need to shift. I mean, it sounded like it was doing about 1,500 more RPM than it actually was on the tack inside versus outside. I'm gonna try not to hit anybody. Can't guarantee anything. That's the wrong button. I don't know, I'm trying to set cruise control anyway. We're only freaking 19 miles away. Like I said, I can't guarantee that everybody stays safe. We'll do our best though. I need to put a calendar up that says 0 days or how many days accident free. I think a lot of the reason why I hit shit and stuff like that is I know there's a huge group of guys out here that take this game super serious. Sometimes I like having a little bit of fun, and if it means ramming four-wheelers up the road, hitting other semis, hitting shit with myself, getting stuck, and that's what it takes. Like right there, I could have sideswiped this truck. And it looks like it, yep, I should have kept the wipers on. Excuse me, Mr. Peterbilt, I get through here. Sorry, that one was actually pretty funny though. Oh, look, we got a broken water main shooting water up in the air. Yeah, that one was pretty epic. I'm actually proud of that one. So this is a 3-stage wiper. Alright, let's try it in low gear here. Low to second. Low to second to fourth. To fifth, so that's all direct gearing. To sixth. Alright, that worked out a lot better. Just taking direct gear, starting in the basement and double low. Swapping that straight to second direct to fourth direct, the fifth, the sixth direct. And we're going to be delivering our paint up here to this job site. I don't know why paint would require a tri-axle trailer, but it's whatever. Alright, now this is where that specialized rear steer axle comes into play. Even though I've got the easy drive on this one, I can just go right around the house. No, it's not exactly as easy as I thought. There is a gravel pit there, so this will show how that rear steer works pretty damn good. So we'll cock this truck in on an angle. I'll show you exactly how I like using this rear steer. Now you can see, the more you turn the wheels, the more it turns the back one, which helps with the steering assist. So we're gonna let the trailer lead us in here, and we're just gonna follow the tractor. Now that I've got both axles that turn, I don't have to do near as much steering input to get it in there. Now, I don't really ever see this on trucks too much, especially a standard highway tractor, but when I did a lot of the heavy hauling, we did use the steerable axles on the semi as well as steerable axles on the trailer. That's kind of what I thought when I first did it. Alright, let's see, what do we want? Let's go with, what is this going to give me now? Flammable gases. Oh, take that point the hell out. High value just gives us another chance of that. Long distance, what's that going to do? That'll give us trips up to longer than 1,000 miles. Alright, let's max that out a little bit. And let's check the freight market here, see what they got going. So we are in Burns. Like I said, we need to go to Klamath Falls and then Pendleton. Those are the last two cities in Oregon that we have not discovered. But I'm not opposed to going down here into Cali. I don't really want to go down to Arizona or New Mexico. I'll do Nevada or California. Well, there's a load to Hornbrook. That might actually not be that bad. Oh wait, nope. We got a load to Pendleton, Oregon. Perfect. Yeah, Washington looks a little weird on their map up here. I don't know if they're going to include that little section up top as well, because I know it's the peninsula up there. Pendleton is a place that we needed to go, but that is coming out of Barstow, so we got to see what's in Burns. So as far as our loads here, they're all going north. Let's take a load down to you know, let's go to Eureka. That's the problem with Oregon. Your drop-offs, you usually have a pretty decent drive to get to them, but that's more realistic because it's not often that when you're doing drop and hook freight that it's literally sitting right the hell there. I mean, obviously that's what you want to do because it requires less driving around on your part and less downtime with the truck, but you don't really that often get lucky enough to be able to score a load out of the yard that you're already in. You gotta do some bobtailing. Alright, so we got enough fuel for 1,300 miles, I think. fuck are you doing, car? That was not safe. If I didn't have that rear steer, that would have been bad. Let's head down here, get our load. Oh, I did. I whipped the shit out of that wheel. I can do NASCAR tire scrubbing now. Make sure those steer tires are heated up. And we missed our road because I was being an idiot. But, luckily, yeah, I thought about it. It's just a distraction. They look cool, but other than that, they kind of get in the way. I know I've said it a million times, I'm not racist, but being in the South, there's a different term for that other than a suicide knob. I'm not going to get into it. Definitely not going to say the word, but you guys know where it's going, and that's what we most commonly hear it called as. Got them on tractors, semis. Hell, I had one on my dually for a while. You might hear it, Banjo. As long as we don't see that freaky albino kid from Deliverance, we're alright. Alright, let's customize our load and get the hell out of here. Alright. We have the option to change this trailer around where we a triple or doubles. I'm going to go with a refrigerated single. That's a great song. So we're going to take our frozen fruits here to Eureka. And another thing I like is you can really get this truck turned in. Let's get backed underneath here. Thankfully, the GTM Kenworth does have advanced coupling. Alright, let's get the hell up out of here. We had to go back down this. Oh, wait a minute. Lift our drop axle on the rear. We don't need three axles on the ground. It's a lot lighter than I thought. It's only 33,000 pounds. I know, I think I'm still 3 loads away from getting the lumberjack achievement. You gotta haul 5 loads of logs out of the woods. I've got 2. That's the problem. I've been trying to find log loads, and apparently you can't own a log trailer yet, so it's kind of hurting me because I would have a log trailer and I would straight devote being in the woods all the time. We're actually still working to pay our loan off. You can't rent trailers, you have to buy them, and the cargo market absolutely sucks as far as money-wise. You're not going to make crap. It's actually a lot more beneficial to to the point where we can pay this loan off to keep hauling independent for other companies. Once the loan's paid off, then yeah, we can buy whatever the hell we want. That's one thing I really like about this truck. I've always loved about the T800s, the T660s, any of the ones that were done up in Kentworth. They had the nice wood grain on them. Oh, it's very schmexy. The seat, however, needs to be replaced. Too many farts in it. Oregon has too many Taco Bells. Can't we get the speed limit to go up? You know, honestly, I think that's the problem as to why we're not growing as a channel, is because I have a bad habit of not being able to censor my mouth. I'm not a fan of censorship, though. I mean, I've held jobs where literally every other word out of your mouth was something that would make people's heads turn like, ugh, that's appalling. But if we want to grow, we gotta play by the rules. So we're in Riley. Eureka, that's where we're going. So we gotta head down towards Bend, Oregon, and then we'll run straight down I-5 through Hornbrook, and hopefully Eureka has a load going back up to Oregon. If not, we'll try and chase it down. Surprisingly, the small towns in here are a lot bigger than you'd think. At least in Oregon they are. I know California and the other states that we've been driving around on for forever, yeah, they've been really small. But Oregon kind of, they did an emphasis on the small town thing and made the small town feel like a big town. You've got the rural lead up into the town for your slow down at to get off of like 60 miles an hour down to 35. Then you get your center of town, and they've put a lot more lights and stuff in all these small towns. And then you've got your run out going out of town where the speed limit is still slow. So it's, I think they kind of put the emphasis on don't need to hammer down anymore and just try and enjoy the scenery. Which I actually, for some reason now, don't mind doing that. It's actually pretty nice. It does, it makes it more realistic, and I actually applaud them for that. So we got a good distance to cover here still. The guy's got a log load. I would trade him in a heartbeat. Now the first log, or the first two loads of logs that I brought out of the woods were not fun, especially even just a day cab. I mean, I had to use the entire logging road, which was pitched on an angle. It was bumpy as all get out. The closest to Area 51 that you're gonna find is just an area where there's a UFO with a fighter jet chasing it through the air around Roswell. I think there might be like some satellite arrays and stuff, but that's about as far as Area 51 goes. But yeah, there's like an F-16 chasing a UFO. They had a sense of humor with it, which I found it kind of funny. I was like, what the hell is that? Yeah, my high beams are on. This is what we would see without them, and here's what we can see with. Yeah. They can flash me all they want, because instead of seeing just that in front of me, which is, I mean, it's not too bad, but when I'm looking at it on stream, it looks horrible. So with the bright lights on, where you can see more, it looks better to me. Now, obviously, if I roll into the city, they come off. Stay green. That one wasn't, so I was gonna stop. We should play that game. Let's see how many I can get. Although we're almost an hour in, so I think we'll start at the hour mark and see how many flashes we get. Can't guarantee that it's gonna be correct though, because I'll probably lose count a million times. I need like something in the upper right corner that has a flash counter and it just goes ding, 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 ding every time I get flashed. City of Bend. I think we're gonna be making a right-hander, so I'll just go ahead and get over in the slow lane. Coffee is your best friend. Alright, so speed limits up to 40. Oh, sweet. We're stopping to get fuel here. So we gotta make a right-hander anyway. I don't like getting it down real low, because then you gotta spend a ton of money to get the fuel back up. Please let this be angled. Of course it isn't. But we can do this with the specialized steer, it's no problem. Alright, let's see, how much do we need? We were at just under 3/4, so we're at the hash mark in between a half a tank and 3/4. 89 gallons. I'll take $305. That's a lot cheaper than $600-700 for an empty tank. It looks like from here we're going to be getting onto the interstate. So we're going to get out of Bend, make our way down into California. This let of fruit. No, I don't want to go to the Dolls. But it does have us going this way right now. Don't know why. Because we gotta do an up and back. Interesting. So apparently at that intersection there was no way to go the way that we wanted to. So we gotta get off here at Empire Boulevard and whip a Yui. Whatever it takes. They're probably just gonna throw out like some goofy Halloween paint schemes or something. Kind of waiting for Truckers MP to catch up here so we can actually do some online stuff with the new state, but I know it's going to be probably about a week and a half out at least. I see they got to fix their GPS too, because that was kind of weird with the up and back. Going a little faster than I should be, but want to get it in a low RPM gear. Of course, probably now I'll oh no, it's 4-lane on both sides. There we go, 55 mile an hour speed limit, we're good. How much do we weigh with fruit? 33. This one's actually holding a pretty good speed. As we keep the green light on that reefer there, means we got fuel in it and it's actually doing its job keeping our load nice and cold. If all these guys were in front of me, I could stay at 55 miles an hour. We got like an acid tanker in front of us. In front of him, it looks like a cement truck. Nope, that is a log truck. Alright, so that log truck is slowing everybody down. He's doing 43 and a 55. And now we're gonna hit a reduced speed zone, which is probably 45 anyways. Oh, 40. Not yet turned. Didn't even see a signal on. And now magically, what the hell? Traffic just disappeared in front of me. That's crazy. At least we can get this thing wound up to 60 now. So 302 miles to go. You know, I still haven't found, I don't know if they put them in there, they should have, but I haven't found any truck dealers in Oregon. I know there's 2 of them. I saw 2 question marks. There's one I think in Bend, and then there's one up in, I think it's Salem. Obviously one would be a Pete, one would be a Kenworth. Now we're kind of out in the good, the bad, and the ugly land. Nothing around. Just become one with the trees. Should be getting close though to the California border. Main mirrors are the one that I have up on the right side, the virtual mirror. Main or virtual? If it's your virtual mirrors, just cycle F2. Like, that'll pop up. Yeah, just cycle F2. This is just F2 over and over. It'll pull up your left and your right. F3 gets rid of the GPS, the border around it. F4 takes in your menus. F5 will cycle how far out your GPS reads, but F2 is what you want for your mirrors. Just hit it until you get your right side back. Right on, I can bypass. I think we might be taking the rural route. We might not get to do any of the interstate down into Eureka. We might just go 2-lane the whole way. That'd be pretty cool. Glad we were able to fix that for you. I actually have all those key bound on my wheel. Oh, Klamath Falls, hell yeah, we just accidentally drove into a state that I didn't even know we were going to be, or not a state, but a city that I didn't even know we were going to be going to. So now that means I have one more city that I have to find, or to go through, and that's Pendleton. Which is what we're trying to find a load, hopefully from Eureka, to get to. So that's awesome. One more and we'll get the Beaver State achievement for discovering all 14 cities. Looks like a sawmill down there. Paper mill. I'm not. Good thing I saw the speed limit change, because I was about to say there's no way I'm running 60 miles an hour through that. Alright, let's see. Do I want to set my cruise at 50? Might as well. No, I haven't done the 2019. I did the 2018 one. Didn't really care for it. My favorite Volvo truck will forever be the truck shop one. It's the most realistic looking one out of option wise, and interior and exterior looks the most to the real life counterpart. What's nice about the truck shop one is it carries all the way from like the low series Volvos all the way up to the 860, I think. Hey, California. Said 60. Oh, we're in California. It doesn't matter what the health speed limit said. We're governed at 55 in Cali. Alright, so far we've managed to avoid all interstate. Knocked another 100 miles off, so we're down to 202. And I think the rest of the trip into Eureka is going to be on this 2-lane here. Might have it too low geared here. Nah, it's over 1,000, it's alright. Your ideal shift out anyways is between 1,000 and 1,500. Luckily it's starting to get towards daytime too. Now I can actually turn the high beams off. Trying to get as much relaxing gaming in right now as I can, because tonight, later on, I will be taking on Dover International Speedway with the Die Hard Racing League for 200 laps in the Xfinity cars. After last night we did Daytona 07 with the open trucks. That was an interesting race last night. And I think it's going to be hell tonight. Dover, I've tested a few times and the car is just absolutely junk. Tight in, loose off, the way it always is. It's just going to be a race of survival. Entering Weed. We are in Weed, California. No, I did not, but that's actually awesome to hear. That is actually pretty cool. I hope the people that have been telling me that the Lone Star and the Cascadia coming into the game were full of crap, because I don't want to see that. The Lone Star, no. Pro Star, maybe. I can see a Pro Star. The Lone Star, no. The Cascadia, I don't think they'll ever get Freightliner licensing, because honestly, with who owns it, no. But that'd be so cool to have a licensed Volvo truck. I love the 670. It's a great platform. And if that is coming in 2 weeks, that's going to be freaking awesome. Can't see. Either blinding myself or screwing something up. Excusez-moi, bus. Probably helped if I had shifted that into the right gear before I set the cruise, but that's how we roll. Oh god, not the Lone Star. God, that's the ugliest freaking truck on the planet. The Pro Star actually looks somewhat like an International. That Lone Star is just hideous. It looks like a freaking... They've put a PT Cruiser front end on it and built a semi around it. It looks like crap. And if it's the newer Cascadia with that stupid grill that goes all the way down into the freaking front bumper, ah! I know the Cascadia is the flagship truck for Freightliner, but God, why would they? I guess maybe since both of those trucks suck so bad, maybe that's why they're able to get the licensing on it. I mean, I've got a, well, I gotta wait for it to get updated, but I've got a stretched custom Lone Star. Still don't like the way it looks on the outside, but I mean, it at least looks a little better because it's stretched. God, that's just horrible. Ugh. International has gone down the toilet so bad it's not even funny. So is the Freightliners. No, Mac did not go down the toilet. The Anthem is absolutely amazing. The Pinnacle, good truck. The Granite, good truck, but my favorite, the Titan. Mac has actually gone up. They stepped their game up. Western Star, I agree. They kind of... Western Star was always a little weird. And I like the looks of the Kenworth W990. It's just a little weird because it's like a beefier version of the 680. It's got the same body stylings as the 680. It's just a little more rounded off. It's like a slant nose or a curved nose more than a slant. And to me, that's kind of sacrilege when it comes to a W9 series truck. The 9s have always been synonymous for being a straight hood truck, and the 990 is the first one I've ever seen that has a sloped nose on it. Still a sharp looking truck though. I believe one of the movies Optimus Prime was a Western Star, and then the next one he was a Lone Star. He was also an International Eagle too though. back in the day. I remember that one. So Optimus Prime has changed quite a few times. He's been a Western Star, he's been a Lone Star, he's been a Eagle. There are 2 Internationals and a Western Star. Ooh, we had a sharp turn coming up right here. Oh wow, the AI couldn't even keep it on the road. His trailer off tracked. This is still 75 miles out, but this has been by far one of the most scenic routes I've ever taken to get to Eureka. Man, I'm like genuinely upset that they're putting the Lone Star and the Cascadian in the game. I wish they'd go after somebody like Western Star or Mac. We're getting Volvo, so that's a good thing. I wish instead of focusing on, well, I mean, that's what the modding community is for, but instead of focusing on all these new trucks, why the hell not go back to, like the old school? Well, Mercedes isn't an American truck, that's European, but Mercedes does own part of Freightliner. That's what the DD15 motor is. It's a Mercedes motor. It's also in, well, it's in all the Cascadias, so. Freightliner still owns the truck, but Mercedes has the power plant in them. Which the DD15 isn't exactly a powerhouse, but it is probably the most fuel efficient bone stock motor out there. Which 900, there's like 8 billion of them out there. Oh, the 990, duh, I misread that. Yeah, I watched the video, the official YouTube video from Kenworth on it. As a matter of fact, we were having I had a little conversation about that truck. It's the first W9 series truck that isn't a straight nose. Yeah, I'll be 35 in January. Everybody get me Geritol. Instead of hitting that super chat and supporting the channel, just send me boxes of Geritol and Depends. And coffee. And one of those cool little pill dividers. I wish somebody would get on top of that 990, because that would be a sick truck to drive. If they mod it and put it in here, I will drive it. Even though I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna feel a little weird driving a hybrid crossover between a 900 and a 680, seeing how it's got that wide 680 hood grill. The body looks more like a 680 than it does a 900, but it's a little bit more squared off. It's still, it's weird to me. Like I said, I've always, well, hell, anybody, it's been synonymous. You see a W9, you know it's a straight hood. But Kenworth probably had to do it to step their game up to compete. I know the W9 is probably still one of the most top-selling trucks in their fleet because it's the flagship model. Go in here, you dumb son of a bitch. Honestly, I'd love to see Viper's truck back out and working again. I am in the GTM T800. I think we have a 505 horse Detroit 60 series in her. Alright, so we're going what, up here to Walmart? Yep, day cab all the way. But I do have one trick up my sleeve with this day cab. It has a specialized rear steer on it, which helps me make extremely tight turns very easily. Alright, so where do you guys need it? Up in the front, perfect. I can do that. Alright, let's see how hard is it going to be to one-shot this one with a specialized rear steer axle. Matter of fact, we can also drop that axle back down. We've had it up the whole time. Should be an easy one-shot. Straight now, baby. Come on. That rear steer makes it so much easier to get in and out of docks. Pop that trailer loose and weird. Another load in the books. Working our way up. I want to try and get some more upgrades for this thing. That way maybe we can get a stretched frame on it. Let's see, new upgrades available. Is there anything for it that's worth the damn? Oh, we got headache racks finally. The T800. We've got a long 6x4 chassis, but that means we'd have to have a sleeper on it. T680's got some parts. The W9 has parts. We definitely need a headache rack on the back of this truck. But we must find a shop first to get that done. Alright, Eureka, what do we got coming out of here? Well, it looks like, unfortunately, we're going to be going further south than wanted to. So we'll go down to Fresno here. I'll probably set that for a single trailer instead of a dual. Or maybe if I can get lucky triples. Of course, we're in California, so there ain't gonna be no triples. I'll haul duals, I don't give a shit. Where's our load at? Right there? Unfortunately, California will not let you run triples. I knew I was on too steep of an angle to get it. If advanced coupling wasn't on, then yes, you could get it all day long, but this rear steer makes it so easy. I'll just back up again and get right up under it. Let's see, what do we got going on here? How much weight are we pulling? 36,000 pounds of grain. We got our wiggle wagons in tow here. Really? I was stopped and the car kept driving? Back it up, dumbass. Or I'll just go and eat shit. Stupid. I take no responsibility for that one. I've backed him a few times. All depends on where it wants him at. What the fuck is that Kenworth doing? He's like trying to cut in on my dance. The guy looks happy. As long as you're in a straight line, it's not too hard to back up the doubles, but if you start getting that pup trailer going a little funky, it's kind of a pain, which is usually why with B doubles you or not B doubles, but running either B double or both of them. It's standard when you just disconnect the second trailer and move them around independently. It's a pain in the ass to hook them up. There's a lot of steps in there that are just stupid to me that you have to follow. R&L Carriers was a really good place that I learned about pulling doubles. Alright, so we're going to be governed at 55 all the way down. That's why they're on my GPS, because they're green jelly beans. I hate the green ones. Unless they're the magical mystery disgusting ones from Jelly Belly, like the snot ones or whatever. Alright, let's settle in for the ride here. We got 391 miles now, 390 to go, and we'll be down in Fresno. Green apple, actually those are good ones. That's about the only one that I would ever eat. I don't like the lime one. I don't know, the key lime ones are pretty good, but those are usually white. Apple's pretty badass though. Come on, Daycab, you got the power, you can do it. And now the Jake. Huh. Where the skid marks were, there was a new section of guardrail put in. It was darker than the rest. And it wasn't a shadow. What I have the feeling we're about to come down into a 2-lane. The Jake is severely muffled. Hey, we're on 101, nice. Said I kind of want to do the whole 101 trip. So I got to dedicate a stream to that. We're gonna pull something all the way up to 101. What the hell? Why are they telling me to get over and then back over? Get over out of the way. The Wiggledy Wagon. I don't know. If we can get some decent weather where it's not like the surface of the sun, could probably get some pretty long moto vlogs in. I know yesterday, I think, hell, I was gone for at least an hour. Went from one side of the county to the other and back again. Hit up some roads I haven't been down in a long time. Watched some idiot get pulled over on one of the back roads in town. Almost got ran the hell over when I went over across the river. Some dumbass at the... Because there's a huge bluff on the other side of the Cumberland, which is literally a couple miles down into town. Cross over the bridge, then you go up the bluff, and then you come back down. And I was having fun. I was going probably 25 miles an hour faster than the speed limit, at least. Oh no, I might have been doing double the speed limit. I think it's either 35 or 40. I was doing closer to 60, 65. But this stupid son of a bitch in a regular cab Chevy, like at the bottom of the hill, they have to make a right-hand turn, and I'm making a left. But it's not really a turn; it's just a bend. He's like 3/4 of the way in my lane. So I'm already like getting ready to get to the shoulder in case this bastard doesn't turn, and like at the same time I'm like, shit, if he hits me I am screwed. So instinctively, middle finger went up and kind of threw my other hand up too, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then turned around to try and catch him, and apparently he booked it after that, because I mean, it wasn't more than maybe 10-15 seconds it took me to turn around, and I had the thing pinned coming back trying to catch his ass. So he must have really hauled ass and went around traffic that was in front of him to get the hell away. That would have made for a very interesting video. Almost getting flattened by a full-size pickup truck, and then see, it's moments like that that scare the shit out of you, but at the same time you get that massive adrenaline rush, and then you're like, sweet, I didn't die. Let's keep riding. I've been on a road that, God, I haven't been down it in 20 years almost. No, what? Not that long. 15, about 15 at least. I was kind of hoping we'd come up on like a rest area or something, because I had like a phone call and don't want to do it while I'm driving. But we'll just do it here real quick. Throw on our hazards here. Give me a couple minutes and we will be back on the road. Alright, now that's out of the way. Let's get back in our truck here. Hazards off, park and brake off. And yes, I just stalled it like a nub. What the fuck are you doing, car? The truck was letting me out, not you in. God, these cars have no patience. Well, we know one thing SES got right. The AI traffic acting like idiots because drive just about like anybody here in Tennessee does. None at all. And the motto around here is you're about one full-blown, or you're about one hard sneeze away from full-blown retard. Appreciate you guys hanging on while I had to make that phone call there. Don't forget, if you guys like what you're seeing here, hit that like button. Let me know that you guys enjoy what I'm doing here. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that bell so you get notified when I go live. And eventually, Sunday, hopefully, we'll get that super chat thing going with the fan funding there, and I can bring you some more content and stuff like what you guys want to see that I may not necessarily usually have the money for. It'd go towards things like getting different games, doing different things, giveaways, stuff like that. Now, I'm not a huge advocate for like pushing the super chat because I mean, hell, I'm a small fry. Even though the speed limit has changed to 65, we're stuck at 60 or 55 the entire way through California. Luckily, it's not for too much longer. I actually have both of those games. I have the LCPD-FR mod as well. The only thing I've got to do is find a good dedicated server. Got survival games. Got all those bases covered. Arma 3 is just so freaking complex. The controls on it are ridiculous. It's fun though once you get in there with a good group of guys. Yeah, definitely need a good like DOJ server for GTA 5 roleplay. It's the main thing I love about the PC version of it is you can mod the crap out of it if you're not playing on an official Rockstar server. I saw some stuff the other day. It was like role play where they had a lawn care company. Then I started looking along the suggested lines. There's a bunch of role play things that they were doing that looked pretty awesome. I was like, hey, I could get into that. So we should, I think we're crossing over, was that Oakland or something? Yeah, I remember that. actually lucky that I can still play on Rockstar servers because I was part of the Samsung S7 Sticky Bomb mod that got a lot of people permabanned. Samsung got all butthurt. The funny part is that's all I've ever had for phones is Samsungs. It's not my fault they were catching fire. Damn it, car. Damn it. I have both Arma and GTA 5. I've got an LCPDFR for that. I just need to find a good roleplay server to either do like the DOJ or just like a straight up roleplay where it's whatever the hell they feel like doing that day. Come on, Charger. You get like a whole lane right there. I don't trust Cody with Oogle. I don't trust Cody with a ping pong ball and a lighter. Because when Cody gets bored of something, he tends to massively start screwing around. You've seen it with spin tires. Seen it with Farming Sim. When Cody gets bored or when Cody gets tired, bad things start happening. Like me and Mike take Farming Sim pretty freaking serious. So when FS19 drops, me and Mike are gonna be doing a lot of that. Now we still have Red Dead coming up here on the 26th. That one I'll be getting on console versus PC. Cause I've actually, what the fuck was that? Another damn truck. Unlike on, believe it or not, I actually do have friends because I'll be getting on an Xbox. See, I like to be the criminal. The cop controls are kind of clunky. But if I got hooked up with like a really sweet patrol car, I wouldn't complain about that at all. I noticed that seems to be the common trend. A lot of the guys that are doing a bunch of DOJ videos. That instantly made me think of Super Troopers. Oh hell no, I don't ever act. If there's one thing any longtime subscribers know is I don't act. I'm 100% animated in myself. That's what I can't stand about some of these guys is they put on this fake persona when they broadcast. I'm me. You either like it or you don't. I don't try to make everybody love what I do. If you like it, you like it. If you don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. Alright, so we are almost down to Fresno here. Hopefully soon we can rank up enough and get a bigger motor in this thing. We need a bigger motor, longer chassis without a sleeper on here. I want to keep a day cab, but I want a long chassis with like a third axle. Turbo. Well, when you start it, let me know because I'll make sure I subscribe to it. I like supporting those who support me, so it just goes hand in hand. That's how the community builds. I love how I always title a video and then I end up going somewhere from where I originally was going to go to not. But hopefully from Fresno, we can score a load back up in Oregon. Sucks that we didn't have anything going out of Eureka, but then again, that is a small town. Fresno's a lot bigger. The cargo market's a lot larger. We could have checked the external contracts to see if there's anything there. Didn't do that, but I didn't want to be governed at 65, even though I've kind of been following the speed limit anyways. I've always been the one that's been foot to the floor, but lately that kind of has gone out the window. It's not really as fun anymore. Just, okay, I'm going to get from point A to point B as fast as I freaking can. I think I'm going to slow it down from now on and just like soak in the scenery. That's the biggest thing I want to do, is I want to start getting you guys involved with what I'm doing and helping others with a dual stream or whatever. That way we can really have some fun. Like, I know we had planned for the longest time with FS17 to just throw up a random farming room and let's basically leave it open for people. But see, well, I don't know, we still have time to do that before 19 comes out, because usually when the new one comes out I always wipe the old game. But it would have to be with all stock equipment, because I have a plethora of mods that I use on most of my profiles. So we do it probably maybe on Gold Crest with stock equipment and some modified money. '19 is gonna be crazy though. First time ever John Deere officially licensed in the game. Strips. Alright, so I think we're going to be taking the weirdo way into Fresno here instead of going into downtown. We're going to be on the outskirts, and I have a feeling we're dropping this off at the farm. Nope, we're going to sell goods, but whatever. 2 lanes fine with me. Well, even if I choose the hardest parking difficulty, I guarantee it's just gonna be a straight pull-in spot. They took away the hardest one. with the doubles, which is kind of stupid, but I guess it's because the physics they have for the dollies and all that are kind of a little off. Really notice it when you're pulling a heavy haul load. Well, we are actually coming into Fresno the right way, and I'm glad we did this versus getting off the interstate there. Oh, those cars are like just turning. Come on, Fresno, give me some luck. Give me some luck, Fresno. I want a load going up to Oregon. I've been feeling the urge to play a little bit of Scum. Haven't played it in a few days, but they've made some changes to it right now that kind of messed it up a little bit. Can't shit out the Desert Eagle anymore. That's gone. Yeah, that was only for a limited time for the for us hitting 1 million concurrent players. But you can still find the 357 and the 50 bountiful. Yeah, see, I can't do that. I can do anything. It's just going to give me the simple parking. Yeah, they messed a few things up. They need to work on a little bit of tuning with the puppets. It's a weird name when you think of it for AI. Show me my results. Didn't get crap. I need to get to level 15. Alright, do we have a load going to Oregon? New Mexico, New Mexico. Newport, Oregon, we've been there. Portland, we've been there. Eugene, we've been there. I wish there was a Pendleton. Medford, that's right across the line. I've got a shop up there. Since we're trying to pay off our bank loan, I guess we'll take a load up to Portland. Rust I could never really get into. I have it, played some of it, and I was like, this is a little weird. Right now I'm still trying to pay off the bank loan first and then build up some money and then buy our own trailers. And with the cargo market being as deflated as it is, it makes more sense just to work through the regular freight market until we've got our bank loan paid off. Flatbeds pay the least out of all the loads right now. The ones that I've noticed pay the most are refrigerated. I could drive from New Mexico, probably from like Tucumcari, the furthest out in Mexico, to Portland, and it probably still wouldn't even give me the amount that just taking one of these regular cargo loads from California to Nevada would. If they had the tankers unlocked, I would definitely buy a hazmat tanker. Although I could do some like dynamite and all that stuff. Well, since they don't have the trailers unlocked yet, I have no idea in the cargo market how much it's worth. I know in the freight market what they're worth. What the hell, homeboy is driving like a... Yeah, he's in a little Isuzu or Mitsubishi, whatever that thing is. Just slowing us down. I've got both of those. I've got the actual train simulator and then the CSX heavy haul. I haven't done train sim in forever. So I was turning on the interstate there. I am gonna turn in here though before we go get our load. We're actually down below a half a tank that time. Jeez, $513. Weird place for a Walberts, but at least it's going up back up in Oregon where we wanted to go. See where our load is at. See, what do we want? There's our load to Portland. It looks like it's a good small trailer, so we're taking that one. Close. And both of those were not my fault. Of course. We're wrong by default anyways with the truck driver. It's always our fault. Whether it is or isn't. Alright, so we're going to backtrack over here to the interstate, make our way onto it, and hopefully we can set the cruise control and roll up I-5, if this is I-5. Might be 99. Roll up here, get onto I-5, and make our way up into Oregon. Back up in there, rather. Really? Get the hell out of my way, car. Hey, come back here with that tanker, I want that. Give me your tanker. Get to the chopper. Alright, so we still, this will be a good little haul. 800 miles, we should get some decent XP and some, well, I know we're gonna get a base of 28,000 out of this. 28,018. Throw in our bonuses for what we have. I don't know, what the hell are we hauling? Clothes. The 28 grand before bonuses. The XP is what I'm looking for because it's an 800 plus mile trip. That should kick us over to, I think, level 14. I know we don't get anything decent unlocks until level 15, which is what I'm trying to go for, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. At least not right now. I knew we were on 99. We're going to have to make the crossover onto I-5. Which will run us up through Hornbrook. The hell do you put his turn signal on for? Like, come to a dead stop in the middle of the interstate and put your friggin' turn signal on. That guy was legit though, he was turning. So, let's see how long we're stuck on 99 until we get up to I-5. Nope, I already know what we're going to do. We're going to run 99 into Stockton, then we're going to make that little left-hand, right-hand combo from 99 in Stockton over to 5. And then run through Sacramento. Up through past Redding, all that, and then Hornbrook, and make our way up into Oregon, which the first city will be Bend. Sun's going down. already cut a couple 100 miles out of the trip though. That's the beauty of it. If I can just get out of California with the 55 mile an hour speed limit. So hopefully as we start rolling up into the Napa Valley here, the scenery changes towards the better again. It gets kind of bland going down towards LA and all that. At least it's not as bad as like Nevada, or not Nevada, but New Mexico. They need to do a little bit of sprucing up down there, add some things in, maybe a couple more cities. Arizona could use some more cities too, even though they got a pretty good roadmap laid out there. I think it could use a couple more cities. Nevada definitely could use some more cities. California could use some more cities. But I've got faith in SCS because every time there's an update, I see that they add little different things in, like new roads. A couple cities were added not too long ago. I know they've been working really hard on Oregon, and now it just makes me wonder what the next state is going to be. I don't know if they're going to keep going straight up and go to Washington next, or if they're going to try and go above Nevada, maybe. It would kind of make sense if they went to like Idaho or something. Since they decided to go weird with the block with California, then Arizona, then New Mexico, that was a little weird the way they did it. So maybe they'll go up a state above New Mexico, who knows? All I know is when SCS gets around to making Texas, expect that one to be like 2 years in the making. The level of detail they put into things, it's gonna be a long time for them to get Texas down. Hell, by the time they get all the states in here, I'll be dead. Come on. Getting a little close to this bus here. Oh wow, that's new. I've never seen a Ram with a work body on it like that. And there's Stockton. So I pulled out in the lane I needed to be at the right time anyways, because this is where I'm going to be making my left-hander and then the right-hander to get from 99 onto I-5. Devil lettuce. Fifth gear, please. Come on, let's go. Leave my turn signal on for like 800 miles. feel like I'm kind of taking my Xbox for granted. I wish I had a capture card on this computer. It's the one thing I didn't put in here when I built this thing. It's the one thing I wish I did put in. Because I know if you buy a game on Xbox, you can't play it on PC as well. Or hell, I don't know how that whole Windows 10 ready shit works. No idea how that Windows 10 ready stuff works, because I know all the games now when you buy a hard copy on Xbox, they say Windows 10 ready. That's definitely on the list of things I would like to get for this computer, would be a capture card. Unless there was a way that I could still get my, the Xbox used to be great, because you could direct stream to YouTube. Now they've got that stupid beam, whatever the hell it is. PlayStation, I can stream direct to YouTube or Twitch. I'm trying to remember what the hell I've been playing. I've been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Great game. Forza Horizon 4. For the first time ever in all the Forzas that I've bought, I did not pay $100 for the collector's edition. It never worked out for me. I'm not gonna buy the season pass. Forza 8 though does look pretty promising, and knowing that Gran Turismo is probably never gonna come out for another probably 10 years. I mean, look at GT Sport. It's supposed to be the be-all end-alls, and it ended up being like half a game. Although I can't deny that driving around on GT Sport with PSVR is pretty badass. It's pretty sweet. The sad part is ever since I moved, which is gonna about almost 2 months now, I have not even pulled my VR out. I need to get that out and I guess bring it over here, that way I can bring my PS4 out and plug in and race around with the VR on. Let's see, do we get stopped? Wow, bypass. It's interesting we had a bypass on that. Normally I always get hit at a way station. Down to 600 miles. I've got Arizona Sunshine. I've got Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. That one's just kick-ass because it's a roller coaster and you're shooting shit. What else do I have? Arizona Sunshine is actually really fun when you play with the what is it, the aim control of the gun. That's pretty damn fun to play with rifle mode. I'm more into like the horror games. I love those on VR because it scares the shit out of you. Not that I know of. They do have one. It's a free game, so it's got to be something really garbage. But I think it's Call of Duty, something like Black Hawk or Black something. It's free. It looks like it's crap. I've been going through my hard drives and seeing what all I want to delete permanently off of it and what I want to keep, because after seeing how large of a download Red Dead 2 is going to be, not a download but an install, how much space it's going to take on your hard drive, yeah. Even though I've got a 2 terabyte external hard drive and the 500 gig in the console, I'm putting mine on the hard drive, but Red Dead 2 takes up a ton of space. I thought GTA 5 took a shitload of space. This game is ridiculously more than that. So now we're actually in Napa Valley. Unfortunately, you guys can't see it because it's nighttime. But I can see the wine not just off to the side there, the vineyards. Maybe why they call this the grapevine. I love how this thing is just in 8 low and it's just chugging along. 1300 RPM. Just sipping fuel. I found it interesting too how up in Hornbrook where the truck stop is, then you've got that one little area where the road's closed. I figured that would have opened with Oregon. Nope. It stays that way. So Hornbrook, you still have nothing that you could pick up a load at, unless you drop off a load at the gas station and maybe get lucky and find a load at Bitterman now that seems to be up where the road closure's at. Mine was just 55 miles an hour. Feels like we're doing 5. Almost tempted to give it a little bit more throttle, but we'll just stay cruising along at highway speed. Besides, knowing my luck, something would happen. Well, that solves that. He moved over to the slow lane, which means we should be coming up on, what's it gonna be, Reading, I think. If memory suits me, this should be Reading. Yep, Reading. I saw the sign. Hey, look, this is W900. pretty much set up the exact way mine is, except I've got the Juggernaut paint scheme on it. We're actually going to pull in this truck stop here because that coffee is finally catching up to me. We'll go in and get some virtual coffee, and I'll empty out some of the actual coffee that is in my system. And always a good excuse to fuel up. Alright, refueled and unloaded personally. Now this is going to be a weird ass question, but it's the truth. Why the hell certain things like coffee, why is it that when you piss it back out, why does it smell exactly like it did when you brewed it? Don't get that one. Yeah, I got a couple of guys here just sitting at the end of the ramp. Oh, come on, let's roll, roll. Why does the AI traffic do that? Our cruise control back on. Let's get these last 485 miles in the books. We've been to Sacramento, we've been to Redding. Now we're seeing signs for Eureka and Medford. Obviously we're going not towards Reno or Eureka, we are going up I-5 here. We're going to pass through where our headquarters is at in Medford. Started off down in Albuquerque with the tiny little one-base shop that they give you when you start the game. That one is vacant, I bought one up in Medford, relocated my truck and me to Medford, and now I've got this T800 also sitting at Medford since it is a 3-bay shop. So if we're sitting at $101,000, when we drop this load off, we're going to take a look and see how much we owe the bank. Chances are it's probably still close to $300,000, so we're probably nowhere near paying off our loan. What it might boil down to is me having to do a lot of long runs that are paying high dollar to get that loan paid the hell off. So if I can find a couple heavy hauls, I'm getting the W900 instead of the T8. Pretty sure I can get that loan knocked down pretty damn fast. For some reason, my W9, it's only it's 500 something horse. It pulls a lot better than this T8 does. Same transmission, same horsepower range. For some reason, it just pulls a lot better. And a lot faster. The thing that is weird about Oregon is, obviously we crossed over. I never saw the Welcome to Oregon sign. These ones are so small. And they're so different looking, it's almost like they're camouflaged, and unless you're specifically paying attention for them, you don't see them, unlike California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico. You can't miss those signs. But we are on I-5 in Oregon. We're making our way back up, and what better way than to be nighttime and it's raining up here in the Pacific Northwest. Actually, no, we haven't even made it to Hornbrook yet. That's why. We're still in California. Sure. That was weird. Seeing that Klamath Falls is what threw me off. Alright, so here after we go through Hornbrook, we will be in Oregon. Let's see if we can spot that sign. So this is where the map used to end. Couldn't ever go past the bottom of that bridge. Let's look off to the right. Is there a sign that says Welcome to Oregon? Haven't seen it. That is weird. No sign whatsoever. Wait, what's this? Port of Entry Way Station. So technically we're still, oh, there it is, Oregon right there. I just saw it off to the side of the road right there. We just passed it. About time we got flagged for one of these. Wow, they have 2 scales I can stop at. £60,700. I actually didn't mind pulling in that way station for once. We were actually good on fuel. For once. Oh sweet, speed limit went up to 60 now. Yep. Let's see, to the right of my steering wheel, second gauge to the left on the upper side. Get your clock all the way on the upper right. The gauge next to that on the left is the fuel tank. We are in between the full mark and the first hash mark between 3/4 and full. Now, as we make our way to Medford, it's only another 342 miles to Portland. And daylight will be coming up here really soon. It's 3:14 in the morning. The rain is absolutely coming down. As long as they don't have us doing some funky switch over on the interstate here. Kind of looks like we might be doing here. There's a little thunderstorm going on. See, our estimated time of arrival is 9:10 in the morning. Just hovering right around that. Goes down a minute or two every 5 or 10 minutes. Make our way through here, get around all this traffic. And that bus is going to screw things up. At least I thought it was. At least he pulled back over in the slow lane. I'm always leery now when it goes to a 3-lane about jumping over to the middle lane as soon as it opens up, because a lot of times these AI vehicles will get over in the slow lane and then immediately jump back into the travel lane. So I'm always a little hesitant on that. Exit for Canyonville. Alright, 60 miles an hour. Why the hell are we doing 40? I know we're on the downhill here, but still. Speed limit's 60, guys. Let's go. That is a lot of resting areas over there. So that's gotta be one big ass truck stop. It did say rest area though, so. I'll imagine that the Dodge starts speeding up now that we get past he's a smart guy though. Pretty sure I have TS 2019 already. For some reason I bought, I guess it's because I have so much downloadable content with them. Every time that a new version comes out, for some reason I automatically get upgraded to it for free. I guess because I've had it since 2011. Airport Sim, I've heard a lot of bad things about. Same thing with Hunter Call of the Wild. Well, actually, I've played the Hunter. Actually, it was The Witcher. That game sucked. It strayed way too far away from the storyline. At least I can bypass the way station. Oh, we're actually burning through these miles pretty quick. Yep. Semi's pulled over at that way station. He got busted. Hell, I didn't know 65 miles an hour. I was doing 60. So hard when your button box is down low and you can't reach it like you used to be able to, and you gotta remember by touch which one is what. I had to fix that. I gotta get my box mounted back up somewhere again. Tourist info and blah 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 center, next right. Alright, let's see, under 200 miles now. We are getting there. Usually if I don't keep looking at the mileage, it goes a lot faster than staring at it every 5 seconds or every 20, 30 seconds. Like, really? 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 It's kind of like the old saying, a watch pot never boils. Same thing if you're looking at miles. Really, the only time that it ever seems to go super fast, even if I'm watching it, is when you're under 100 miles to go. Then it just flies. Well, these guys can't figure out who the hell wants to go slower. Everything looks good in this game now, and I don't even have my graphics cranked all the way up. I could go higher. I think I got them on high. So Eugene and Springfield getting closer. So now we're on 105 here. Actually, no, there's 105 right there for Eugene. We're staying on I-5. That should take us all the way up to Vancouver. But that's another state. That'll take us up to Portland. And I noticed that we did have a little bit of a sidestep after we got up to Portland. Rain would go away, it'd be nice. We're missing out on a beautiful sunrise. Well, seeing how there's only one more city that needs discovered and we're not too far from it, I might just bobtail over to Pendleton. Might just bobtail to it. And right as I want the rain to stop, it starts going even harder. Visibility's really dropped. Looking at mileage now, holy crap, down to 115 already. So we're coming now into Salem instead of entering Salem. Salem and Bend. There's Salem there. Trying to take advantage of trying to get by all this slow traffic while we can. I don't know why everybody's just creeping in the hammer lane. Doing the speed limit. Until now. Now we finally see where it stalls out. But I knew that lane over there stayed permanent. Oh, it does. Oh, that solved that one. Six miles to go. Are you pissed at that speed? Speed's gonna drop even further. So we're gonna head towards Seattle here. I don't think I've ever been this way. Holy shit. Yeah, we were definitely in Portland. Damn, we were way up there. Holy crap. Yeah, we were way up in the air. It wants us to go towards the Dallas. Alright. No bridge collapsing, please. Not while I'm on it. We continue to make our way through the outskirts of Portland there. Yeah, I still gotta go back and watch those DVR'd episodes. I saw the very first one where the earthquake happened and haven't seen anything else yet. I have not yet looked at the DVR. Not because I didn't want to, so I keep forgetting. But at least it is recorded so I can watch it at any time. Phone's going off, hang on. Oh boy, that was a much longer phone call than I expected. Yeah, I tried, but couldn't do it. Phone had to get answered, so we're gonna go ahead now and jump back in the cab and get these final 24 miles, because I know I wish I could have made the 24 miles before answering the phone call, but yeah, that one wouldn't work. There's our destination right there on the map. They want us to get over here to the Northeast Airport Way in Portland Airport. We're gonna drop down here, and then hopefully we can find something to do to get over to Pendleton. If not, I'll just bobtail. Me and Cody were actually talking about this yesterday. Instead of having these dumbass yellow markers, why don't they just put up like Jersey barriers and detour signs? It look a lot more realistic. Well, I guess it wouldn't with the traffic coming off and stuff like that. It would look even weirder, I guess, if you had AI traffic driving through Jersey barriers. I guess they have their reasons, and it works for them. Hit the guy. Come on, green light. Red light, green light, red light, green light. Oh boy. That was a freaking spit back from hell. Probably time to re-wick that tank. Alright, let's see. So we gotta go this way. Gotta cross over the railroad tracks, basically whip a Yui over it, and then we'll be there. No, I'm not like a damn train will be coming. What you got, Lucky? Oh shit. Animated gate. Portland Cargo Central. I've never been here before. Where do you need it? That's an important question. Is it over this way or nope, it's around the back. Oh, nice. Man, Eden turns so nice with the specialized rear axle. Boing. Alright, we're at level 14. That's good. Now let's max out some more rice fuel economy. And see what we got going on here in the freight market. If there's anything in Portland going to Pendleton, we can finally haul. Oh god, triples to the Dallas? No thanks. How much does that load go into Elko paying? 28 grand? That's more expensive than going to Santa Maria. We can go to Elko. That's a hell of a drive, but that'll be our next one. Aromatics. $75 miles away, so yeah, that's how far out we are from Portland. Gotta wait for the gate to open here. Alright, so I imagine they're gonna have us get on the highway for this load here. Oh shit. Oh shit. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Not that mention food, I'm starving. Where's the damn train? I'm looking at my reviews. I don't see it. There it is. Oh yeah, we were already there and we're going to pick up our next load. Gotta drive back to Portland to get it because we were on the outskirts of Portland, the far outskirts. Gonna get out of those exit lanes. Yeah, dinky ass little commuter train there. So now it's going to have us going towards Portland. And one more level and we can get some decent upgrades for this truck. Once we hit 15, I think it's pretty good. It looks like a USPS because it's the Patriot one with the eagle on it. Might as well be a mail hauler. That'd be a good name for it. Be a good name for a paint job. Have like a mailman running really fast and envelopes and shit flying out. Alright, so we're in the very animated city of Portland here. See a BNSF train down there. See the big bridge. They want us to get off towards Astoria here. And it looks like we're going to be going up over the big bridge. Oh yeah, we're going to get a nice aerial view here of Portland. Damn. We are up there pretty good. I've been on that drawbridge before. I've never been on this bridge. I'm not afraid of heights. That's a huge bridge. Then again, it's got to be for all the container ships and stuff that come in through there. And we're still up in the air pretty good. I think we got over, that would have sucked. Wow, look how small the turn lane is here. You can't even get a damn trailer in here if we needed to. So we're gonna drive over here to Chems. Get loaded up, and then I have a feeling take a little break from behind the wheel here as I look over. It's been over 3 hours, give or take. That a couple times I had to step away, which is why I made the extra trip from here. I would have just left the truck sitting over there and waited to go pick the load up, but nope, we're gonna pick the load up first. Plus, looking at it, it's only a couple hours out before practice starts for the race tonight. I want to need to get as much practice as I can. I'm gonna survive. Well, let's at least get hooked to our trailer. So we need to get this load of aromatics. What can we break it? No. I want to see what I can break it up into. Fuel tanker long, fuel tanker. Let's go with the long. Why not? Shit, that's the wrong damn load. That's going to Eugene. I wanted the load going to Elko. Well, mistakes were made on that, but piss on it. Let's back her up here. like there's a guy standing there. All three axles down? Yeah, we need to pull one of them up. We don't need all three down. What's our weight? 39,000. Yeah, get the hell out of here. So there is through traffic on here. I didn't think there was. Damn it. Because that car, I cut it a little too sharp. There we go, got it out of the way. Find a suitable spot to park this thing. Check it out, they got a automated scrapyard over there. You know, there's a fuel station down here. I'm gonna get some gas. And perfect, I can whip it around. Oh god, almost hit that razor. Yeah, I know. That's why it's probably sometimes best to end things on a positive note before you get way too sloppy. Starting to get careless and making mistakes here. We're gonna line up here, get some fuel, and that'll here. Fill it up. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna go boom with aromatics. It's not a hazmat load. But we have done quite some work here, so we gotta build our reputation. This is only an $8,000 job because I screwed up. It was supposed to be a $28,000. But make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more. That's going to do it for right now. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.